Captain Lisa Morgan felt the ship shake. The lights on the bridge turned red. Her crew looked at her with fear in their eyes. The Pioneer was a small ship. It carried supplies to human colonies. They were not ready for a fight. "Shields up," Lisa ordered. Her hands moved fast over the controls. "Send a distress signal." "Captain, we can't. They're blocking our communications," said her pilot, Jake Turner. A bright green light filled the bridge. Lisa felt her body go numb. She tried to move but couldn't. One by one, her crew fell to the floor. Jake hit the ground hard. The engineer, Sam Rodriguez, collapsed at his station. In seconds, only Lisa remained standing. The ship's main door exploded inward. 3 huge creatures walked through the smoke. They were at least 8 feet tall. Their bodies were covered in dark scales. Their eyes glowed yellow in the dim light. Each one carried a weapon Lisa had never seen before. "Korthak," she whispered. She had heard stories about them. They took prisoners from across the galaxy. They made them fight for entertainment. The lead Korthak walked to her, its head tilted as it studied her. "This one is still conscious," it said. Its voice sounded like grinding metal. "Interesting." Lisa tried to speak. No words came out. The creature touched a device on its belt. The numbness in her body grew stronger. Her legs gave out. She fell to her knees but kept her eyes on the alien. "Check the computer," the leader told the others. "I want to know who commands this ship." One Korthak moved to the main console. Its clawed fingers typed on the keyboard. "Captain Lisa Morgan, age 32. Military background. She has combat training." "Perfect." The leader's mouth opened in what might have been a smile. Lisa saw rows of sharp teeth. The arena always needs new fighters. This one has spirit. The Korthak pressed another button. Metal bands appeared around Lisa's wrists. They glowed with blue energy. More bands locked around her ankles. She felt the weight of them immediately. When she tried to pull her hands apart, the bands sent pain through her arms. "The restraints are working," one Korthak reported. "She cannot break them." Lisa forced herself to stay calm. She counted the aliens. 3 in the bridge. How many more on their ship? She listened to the sounds around her. The hum of engines. The beep of computers. Every detail mattered. The leader grabbed her arm. Its grip was strong enough to leave bruises. "You will bring good entertainment, human. The crowd loves to watch your kind die." It dragged her toward the door. Lisa memorized the path they took, down the Pioneer's main corridor, past the medical bay, through the airlock. She saw her reflection in the metal walls. Blood ran from a cut on her forehead. Her uniform was torn, but her eyes stayed focused. The Korthak ship was massive. The corridors were wide and tall. Everything was built for creatures much larger than humans. Lisa counted her steps. She noted each turn. She watched the guards at their posts. Other Korthak stared as they passed. Some laughed. Others made comments in their harsh language. Lisa understood some words. Fighter. Weak. Death. She kept her face blank. They reached a large room. Cages lined the walls. Inside were beings from different worlds. A blue-skinned creature with 4 arms. Something that looked like a walking plant. Others she couldn't identify. They all wore the same glowing restraints. The leader pushed her into an empty cage. The door slammed shut. The energy field activated. Lisa tested the walls. Solid. No weak points. "Rest while you can," the Korthak said. "Tomorrow you begin training. If you survive, you fight in the arena. If you die," it shrugged, "we find another human." The aliens left. Lisa sat on the cold floor. She studied her restraints. The energy patterns. The way they responded to movement. Even in chains, she would find a way. That's what humans did. They adapted. They survived. And sometimes, they won. Lisa woke to the sound of metal hitting metal. A guard banged on the cage bars with a long staff. The Korthak's yellow eyes stared down at her. "Time to move. Human," it growled. The masters want to see what you can do. The cage door opened. Lisa stood slowly. Her body ached from sleeping on the hard floor. The energy chains on her wrists and ankles hummed louder when she moved. 2 guards flanked her as she walked. They led her through different corridors than yesterday. These walls had windows. Through them, Lisa saw the vastness of space. But this wasn't a ship anymore. It was a massive station. Hundreds of vessels were docked around it. "Where are we?" she asked. "The Arena of Worlds," one guard answered. "Be grateful. Most of your kind die before seeing it." They entered a large room. Other prisoners stood in groups. Lisa counted 20 beings of different species. The 4-armed creature from yesterday was there. Its blue skin had strange patterns that moved like water. "Form lines," a Korthak commanded from a raised platform. "Time to sort the weak from the strong." Lisa joined a line. The blue-skinned alien stood next to her. It turned its head, studying her with black eyes. "I am Krell of the Zelethi," it said quietly. "Your species?" "Human," Lisa replied. "Captain Lisa Morgan." Krell made a sound like a laugh. "Captain, your rank means nothing here. Only strength matters." It flexed its 4 arms. "Humans are soft. You will die in the first match." "We'll see," Lisa said. A small gray being on her other side leaned closer. Its large eyes blinked slowly. "I am Mir. I am a mind weaver. I sense your thoughts are organized. Unusual for someone newly captured." Lisa filed that information away. A telepath. Useful to know. "First test," the Korthak on the platform announced. "Combat basics. Show us how you fight." Guards pushed the first prisoner forward, a reptilian creature with orange scales. They gave it a training staff. A mechanical opponent rose from the floor. It was roughly humanoid but made of metal and circuits. The reptilian fought well. It was fast and strong, but the robot adapted to its moves. Within minutes, the prisoner was on the ground, defeated but alive. "Weak," the Korthak declared. "Send it to the lower matches." More prisoners fought. Some did better than others. Krell stepped forward when called. Its 4 arms gave it an advantage. It defeated the robot using coordinated strikes from multiple angles. "Acceptable," the Korthak said. "Middle tier." Then it was Lisa's turn. She walked to the center. The guards offered her a staff. "No," she said. "I'll use what I have." The guards laughed. The watching prisoners whispered. Even Krell shook its head. The robot activated. It moved toward her with mechanical precision. Lisa waited. She had noticed something during the other fights. The robot had a pattern. It analyzed opponents for 30 seconds before adapting. She used those 30 seconds. Lisa moved constantly, never repeating a motion. She used the chain's weight to her advantage. When the robot struck, she let the chain wrap around its arm. A quick pull sent it off balance. She swept its legs, using the ankle chains for extra force. The robot tried to adapt, but Lisa kept changing tactics. She used its strength against it. When it grabbed her, she went limp, then used the momentum to flip it. The chains became extensions of her limbs. The fight lasted longer than any before it. Finally, Lisa wrapped the chain around the robot's neck joint. One sharp twist, and its head separated from its body. The machine fell silent. The room was quiet. Then Krell spoke. "How?" "Everything's a weapon," Lisa said. "You just have to know how to use it." The Korthak on the platform leaned forward. Its eyes narrowed. "Interesting. Very interesting. Upper tier, maybe even specialty matches." As guards led her back to the group, Lisa noticed the other prisoners looking at her differently. Not with pity now. Something else. Maybe respect. Maybe fear. Good. She needed them to see strength. In this place, perception mattered as much as ability. The chains on her limbs felt heavy, but her spirit was free. She would survive this. She would find a way home. The testing continued, but Lisa's mind was already working on the next step. The arena floor felt hot under Lisa's bare feet. Sand mixed with something that sparkled in the bright lights. Thousands of beings filled the seats above. Their voices merged into a deafening roar. Lisa tested the chains. They had adjusted them for combat. She could move more freely, but not enough to escape. The weight still pulled at her limbs. She had 3 days to prepare for this moment. 3 days of studying the arena, watching other fights, learning. A voice boomed from speakers around the space. Today's match brings fresh blood. A human female, newly captured. She faces 3 Razorfang hunters. The crowd cheered louder. Lisa saw money changing hands. Most bet against her. 3 gates opened on the far side. The Razorfangs entered slowly. They moved like big cats, but with scales instead of fur. Each stood about 6 feet tall. Their claws extended and retracted as they walked. Their eyes were pure white, no pupils. Lisa remembered what Mir had told her. Razorfangs hunted by sound and heat. They were fast, but not very smart. They worked as a pack, but had no real leader. The first Razorfang charge. Lisa waited until the last second, then stepped aside. She let the chain from her right wrist swing out. It caught the creature's back leg. The Razorfang stumbled and fell face first into the sand. The second one came from her left. Lisa dropped low. The chain from her ankle swept its feet. As it fell, she brought her knee up hard into its jaw. The crack echoed through the arena. The third Razorfang was smarter. It circled her, making clicking sounds. The other 2 got back up. They spread out, trying to surround her. Lisa stayed calm. She had noticed something during practice. The chains responded to her movements. If she moved smooth and steady, they followed. If she jerked suddenly, they could wrap around things. The Razorfangs attacked together. Lisa spun, letting the chains create a circle of metal around her. One creature tried to leap over. She caught it midair with the wrist chain, pulling it down hard. The crowd's noise changed. The cheering became confused murmurs. Lisa kept moving. She used the sand to blind them. She used their own sounds against them, making noise in one spot then attacking from another. The chains became part of her dance. One Razorfang managed to scratch her arm. Blood ran down to her hand. The crowd smelled it and screamed for more. But Lisa didn't slow down. She wrapped a chain around the first Razorfang's throat. Not to kill, just to control. The creature struggled, then went still. She released it, and it backed away, head lowered. The second Razorfang tried a desperate charge. Lisa met it with a chain-wrapped fist to the side of its head. It spun twice before hitting the ground. When it stood, it also retreated. The third Razorfang faced her alone. They stared at each other for long seconds. Then Lisa did something no one expected. She lowered her hands, chains hanging loose. She took a step back. The Razorfang tilted its head. It took a step back too, then another. Finally, it lowered itself to the sand in submission. The arena went silent. Thousands of beings stared in shock. In the history of these matches, prey did not accept surrender from predators. The hunted did not spare the hunters. Impossible, the announcer's voice cracked. The human has. She has shown mercy. All 3 Razorfangs submit. Korthak guards rushed onto the sand. They looked unsure what to do. The usual protocol was to remove bodies, but all 4 fighters were alive. An older Korthak appeared on the main platform. Lisa recognized him from the testing day. He was one of the arena masters. "This is unprecedented," he said into the microphone. "The human fights with honor. She defeats without killing. Tomorrow, we double her opponents. Let's see how long her mercy lasts." As guards led her back to the cells, Lisa passed the Razorfangs. One looked at her and made a low sound. She didn't know their language, but she understood. It was thanking her. In her cell, Krell waited by the bars. "You're insane," the Zilethi said. "Mercy is weakness here." Maybe, Lisa replied. Or maybe it's something they've never seen before. She sat down, already planning for tomorrow. 6 opponents would be harder. But she had learned something important. The crowd expected death. When she gave them something else, they didn't know how to react. That confusion could be useful. 2 weeks passed like a blur of sand and blood. Lisa faced 6 opponents, then 8, then 12. Each battle pushed her harder. Her body collected new scars. But she survived. More than that, she changed things. The cell block was different now. Prisoners gathered near her cage during mealtimes. They asked questions. They listened. "Show me again," said Torba, a young fighter from a world she couldn't pronounce. He had green skin and 3 eyes. "How do you make the chains move like that?" Lisa demonstrated the wrist motion slowly. "It's about rhythm. Feel the weight. Don't fight it. Use it." More prisoners watched. Even guards sometimes stopped to stare. Word spread through the station's underground. The human who fought with honor. The woman who turned chains into art. "You're teaching them hope," Mir said one evening. The Mindweaver sat cross-legged outside her cell. "I feel it in their thoughts. You show them another way." "They need to see it's possible," Lisa replied. "This place feeds on despair. Take that away, and what's left?" Krell approached from the shadows. The big Zelethi had become something like a friend. "The masters grow worried. Your matches draw the biggest crowds, but not for the reasons they want." Lisa nodded. She had noticed. The audience was splitting. Half still screamed for blood, but others watched in quiet fascination. Some even cheered when she spared opponents. "Tomorrow is different," Krell continued. "I heard guards talking. They bring something special for you." Before Lisa could ask more, alarms rang through the block. Guards rushed past. Shouts echoed from distant corridors. "Riot in Section 7, a guard yelled. "All units respond." Lisa pressed against the bars. She could see prisoners in other blocks moving, rattling cages. The unrest was spreading. "This is because of you," Mir said. Its large eyes blinked rapidly. "Your ideas spread like fire. Others refuse to kill now. They fight with control." A young guard ran past, then stopped. Lisa recognized him. He often brought her food. Sometimes he lingered, watching her practice. "Keep your heads down," he whispered. "Big changes coming. The masters are scared." He ran off before explaining more. Lisa filed the information away. Fear made people make mistakes. Maybe that was useful. The riots calmed after hours. Extra guards patrolled all night. In the morning, Lisa woke to find dozens of beings outside her cell. Not just prisoners. Some guards stood there too. "What's happening?" she asked. "They came to see," Krell explained. "Tomorrow you face something that has never been beaten. They want to learn from you one more time." Lisa stood. She looked at the crowd. Different species, different worlds, but all with the same expression. They needed to believe in something. "Bring training weapons," she said. "I'll show you what I know." For hours, she taught. Basic moves. Chain control. But more importantly, she taught mindset. How to read opponents. How to use environment. How to find strength in disadvantage. A senior guard watched from the corner. He didn't stop them. When Lisa caught his eye, he gave a small nod. As the session ended, Mir touched her hand through the bars. "Whatever comes tomorrow, you've already won something. You've changed us." That night, Lisa couldn't sleep. She traced the scars on her arms. Each one told a story. Each battle had taught her something. Tomorrow would be different. She felt it. The young guard appeared at her cell. He looked around nervously, then slipped her extra food. "Void hunters," he whispered. 6 of them. Nobody survives void hunters." He left before she could respond. Lisa sat in the dark, thinking. She had heard whispers about void hunters, creatures that could phase through solid matter, predators that even other predators feared. But fear was just another chain. and she had learned to make chains work for her. She closed her eyes and began to plan. Somewhere in the station, she knew others were planning too. The revolution was coming. She just had to survive tomorrow to see it. The announcement echoed through every speaker on the station. Today witnesses history. The human faces our ultimate challenge. 6 void hunters enter the arena. Only death leaves. Lisa stood in the preparation chamber. Her chains felt heavier today. Or maybe it was the weight of knowing what came next. Guards avoided eye contact. Even they knew this was meant to be her execution. Krell appeared at the door. The Zelethi wasn't supposed to be here, but no guard stopped him. The whole station watches, he said, not just the arena. Every screen, every viewport. They all want to see what happens. What do you know about void hunters? Lisa asked. Legends mostly. They come from the dark between stars. Their bodies are made of living crystal. They phase in and out of our reality. When they hunt, nothing escapes. Mir joined them. The Mindweaver's skin looked paler than usual. I touched one's mind once. Just for a second. It was like staring into an empty universe. No emotion. No mercy. Only hunger. Everything has patterns, Lisa said quietly. Everything has rules. I just need to find theirs. A young guard interrupted. The same one who had warned her. Time to go. But he glanced around, then whispered, the phase shifts have rhythm. Watch for the shimmer before they disappear. It's almost like breathing. Lisa memorized his words. Every detail mattered. The walk to the arena felt longer than usual. Guards lined the corridors. Some saluted as she passed. Others turned away. The crowd's roar grew louder with each step. The arena had been changed. Energy barriers created a maze of obstacles. Platforms rose at different heights. The sandy floor now had metal sections that hummed with power. They modified it for the hunt, the lead guard explained. Void hunters like complex terrain. Lisa studied every change, each barrier, each platform. In her mind, she mapped routes and angles. The chains might actually help here. Their weight could anchor her during phase shifts. The main gate closed behind her. For a moment, only silence. Then the crowd erupted, half cheering for her death, half calling her name. The division was clear now. 6 points of darkness appeared around the arena. They grew larger, deeper. From each shadow stepped a void hunter. Lisa's breath caught. They were beautiful and terrible, bodies of dark crystal that reflected light in impossible ways. They had no fixed shape, sometimes humanoid, sometimes other forms. Their movements defied physics. The first one attacked without warning. It phased through a barrier, claws extended. Lisa rolled aside, feeling cold where it passed. The temperature dropped near them. Her breath made clouds in the air. She remembered the guard's words. Watch for the shimmer. There, a ripple in the air before the second hunter vanished. She swung her chain where it would appear. The links passed through empty space, then connected with something solid. The hunter shrieked. A sound like breaking glass. It had partially phased, but her timing caught it between states. 2 more attacked together. Lisa used the platforms, jumping between levels. The chains helped her swing in ways they didn't expect. She was learning their patterns. They breathed, in a way, in and out of reality. The crowd grew quieter. This was lasting longer than anyone expected. Lisa noticed something else. The void hunters communicated, not with sound but with light patterns in their crystal bodies. Quick flashes like a code. She started matching movements to patterns. When the pack leader flashed 3 times, they surrounded her. 2 quick pulses meant a phase attack. She began predicting their moves. But 6 opponents were too many. Claws found her shoulder. Cold burned through her body. Blood crystallized as it touched the wound. She stumbled, chains dragging. The void hunters closed in. Lisa dropped to one knee, watching their patterns, waiting. The leader approached, confident in victory. That's when she saw it. The moment between phases. a fraction of a second when they were vulnerable. She had one chance. The crowd held its breath. Even the arena masters leaned forward. This was the moment that would change everything. Lisa prepared to do the impossible. Lisa moved faster than anyone thought possible. As the pack leader phased toward her, she wrapped her chain around her wounded arm and thrust it forward. The timing was perfect. The chain caught the Void Hunter in mid-phase, right at the vulnerable moment. The creature froze, crystal body half in one reality, half in another. Its form flickered like a broken hologram. For the first time, a Void Hunter showed fear. Lisa didn't pull the chain to harm it. Instead, she held it steady, keeping the creature trapped between worlds. Pain shot through her wounded shoulder, but she didn't let go. "I could kill you now," she said calmly, "but I won't. Yield." The Void Hunter's eyes were pools of shifting darkness. They stared at her, unblinking. The other 5 hunters circled, their patterns aggressive. They could attack any second. Lisa spoke louder. "You understand me. I know you do. Your kind are predators, but you're not mindless. Choose." The pack leader struggled against the chain. Its crystal body made sounds like ice cracking. Then, slowly, it stopped fighting. The light patterns in its body changed. Softer, less hostile. The other Void Hunters immediately noticed. They stopped circling. Their forms became still, waiting. "Yield," Lisa repeated. "There's no shame in recognizing a worthy opponent." Something shifted in the arena. The temperature changed. The pack leader's form solidified fully into their reality. It lowered itself, crystal limbs folding beneath its body, a position of submission. The crowd exploded. Screams, shouts, chaos. People jumped from their seats. Others stood frozen in shock. The announcer's booth went silent. The other 5 Void Hunters watched their leader. One by one, they lowered themselves too. 6 apex predators, creatures that had never known defeat, kneeling before a chained human. Lisa released the chain. Her arm shook from exhaustion. Blood still flowed from her shoulder. But she stood straight, looking at each hunter in turn. The pack leader raised its head. When it spoke, the voice sounded like wind through crystal caves. "You are not prey. You are not predator. You are something else." "I'm human," Lisa said simply. "Human." The Void Hunter tasted the word. "We have hunted across galaxies, taken the strongest of every species. None have done what you did. None have shown mercy at the moment of victory." Guards rushed onto the arena floor. They looked confused, weapons raised but not sure where to aim. The arena master's voice boomed over the speakers. "This is impossible. Secure the human immediately. This fight is over." But the Void Hunters rose to their feet, surrounding Lisa protectively. Their bodies began to shimmer dangerously. "No," the pack leader said. Its voice carried to every corner of the arena. "This human has proven something we long suspected. Strength without wisdom is hollow. We name her pack leader. Any who harm her face all Void Hunters in the galaxy." The guards stepped back. Even Korthak warriors knew better than to challenge that threat. Void Hunters had no home world, no government, but they existed everywhere, in the spaces between stars. Their word was absolute. Lisa swayed on her feet. The wound was worse than she'd let show. Mir appeared at the arena entrance, held back by guards. Krell pushed through beside him. The pack leader noticed. "Let them through. Pack leader needs aid." As her friends reached her, Lisa heard the crowd. Some shouted in anger. Others cheered. But many sat in stunned silence, processing what they'd witnessed. "This changes everything," Mir whispered as he helped support her. The station's hierarchy just shattered. Lisa looked up at the arena master's box. The Korthak leaders huddled together, arguing. They'd wanted her death to restore order. Instead, she created something they couldn't control. "Get ready," she told Krell quietly. "What comes next will be harder than any fight." Around them, the Void Hunters maintained their protective circle. The apex predators of the galaxy had chosen their side. The revolution had found its catalyst. The arena erupted in chaos. Half the crowd rushed for exits. Others pushed forward, trying to see better. Guards abandoned their posts. Some ran away. Others threw down their weapons. Locked down the station. The arena master screamed over the speakers. All security to the arena. Stop the human now. But the guards who entered faced 6 void hunters. The crystal predators stood in a circle around Lisa. Their bodies shifted between solid and phantom states. A warning. "This is over," the pack leader announced. Its voice reached every corner. "The old order dies today." In the cells below, prisoners heard everything through speakers. They started banging on bars, shouting. The rhythm spread from block to block. Soon the whole station shook with the sound. Krell helped Lisa walk. Her shoulder wound left blood trails on the sand. But she stayed conscious, thinking fast. "The control room," she told him. "We need to broadcast to the whole station." Mir's eyes went wide. "You want to speak to everyone. They need to hear it from me." Before the masters regained control, the young guard from before appeared through a side entrance. He looked terrified but determined. "This way. I know a route." They moved as a group. 6 void hunters. Lisa, her friends, and now the guard. Other guards saw them coming and stepped aside. Nobody wanted to fight void hunters. In the corridors, they met prisoners who had broken free. A Razorfang from Lisa's first fight nodded as they passed. Other former opponents joined them. The group grew with each turn. They reached the control room. 3 Korthak technicians sat at consoles. They saw the void hunters and immediately raised their hands. "We surrender," one said quickly. "We're just workers." Lisa nodded. "Stay. Run the broadcast systems. I need all screens, all speakers." The lead technician's claws shook as he typed. "Connected. Your live everywhere." Lisa faced the main camera. Blood soaked her shirt. Chains still bound her limbs, but her eyes were clear and strong. "I am Lisa Morgan, a human. The masters brought me here in chains. They wanted me to die for your entertainment. Instead, I learned something. We are more than their victims." Throughout the station, beings stopped to watch screens. In cells, in corridors, in the arena itself. They rule through fear. They make us fight because they fear what we could do together. Look around you. How many species are here? How many worlds represented? They keep us divided, but we are already united. We all want the same thing. Freedom. The arena master appeared on a secondary screen. "Guards, stop this broadcast. Kill the human." But no guards moved. They watched Lisa like everyone else. "The void hunters chose to stand with us," Lisa continued. "Not because I'm strong, but because I showed them another way. We don't have to be what they made us. We can choose." In the arena, the remaining crowd had gone quiet. Even those who'd cheered for blood listened now. "I call for all prisoners to be freed. All guards who wish to join us are welcome. But the slavery ends today. The death matches end today. This station becomes a place of unity, not division." The pack leader stepped forward. "The void hunters support this human. We spread word to all our kind. Any who oppose this change will answer to us." A Korthak guard captain walked into view. He was old, scared from many battles. Slowly, he removed his helmet and set it down. "I've served here 40 years," he said. "Watched thousands die. Enough. I stand with the human." More guards followed. They removed helmets, dropped weapons. In the cell blocks, guards opened cages. Prisoners poured out. But there was no violence. Just celebration. The arena master's image flickered on screens. "You fools. The fleet will come. They'll destroy you all." Lisa smiled. It wasn't a happy smile, but it was confident. "Let them try. They'll find something they didn't expect. They'll find us united." The revolution had begun, not with violence, but with choice. And at its center stood a human woman who fought in chains and won the respect of the galaxy's deadliest predators. 3 months passed. The station had a new name now, Haven Point. Where gladiators once died, different species worked together. The arena became a meeting hall. The cells turned into living quarters for those who chose to stay. Lisa stood on the observation deck. Her shoulder had healed, leaving a strange scar where Void Hunter claws met human flesh. The chains still wrapped her wrists and ankles. She could have removed them weeks ago. The codes were simple once they controlled the systems. But she kept them. The Korthik fleet sent another message, Krell reported. The Zilathi had become security chief. His 4 arms were useful for the job. Same threat. Surrender or face destruction. And our response? Lissa asked. 40 more ships joined us yesterday. 3 were Korthak vessels. Their crews defected when they heard your story. Lisa smiled. The revolution had spread faster than anyone expected. Videos of her fights played on thousands of worlds. A human woman in chains who showed mercy to predators, who turned a death station into a symbol of hope. Captain Morgan. The voice was like crystal wind. The Void Hunter pack leader materialized beside her. They'd learned to call her captain again. My scouts report more are coming. Not just ships. Whole systems want to join the Alliance. The Alliance. It started as a loose agreement between freed prisoners. Now it spanned dozens of species, all united by a simple idea: choice over force, unity over division. Any word from Earth? Lisa asked. Your people received our message. They are discussing. Humans are new to the galactic stage. This is a large step for them. Lisa understood. Humanity had barely started exploring beyond their solar system when she was taken. Now she was asking them to join an interspecies alliance born from a gladiator revolt. It was a lot to process. Mir floated in. The Mindweaver had grown stronger, helping different species communicate. The Council is ready for you. The Council met in the old arena. Representatives from every member species sat in circles. No hierarchy, no high seats. Lissa took her place among them, chains clinking softly. The medical collective has a proposal, announced Dr. Vor, a plant-like being who'd once been a prisoner. We've studied human physiology. Your people adapt faster than any species we know. We want to establish a research partnership. The trader guilds offer another deal, said Merchant Tez. Human creativity combined with our networks could revolutionize commerce. Lisa listened to each proposal. This was how the alliance grew, not through conquest, but through cooperation. Each species brought strengths. Together, they became something more. What about the chains? Asked a new representative. You could remove them now. Lisa stood. The chains caught the light, no longer glowing with restrictive energy, but still present. Not yet. They remind us how this started. They show that symbols of oppression can become symbols of strength. When the last slave is free, when the last arena closes, then I'll remove them. The Void Hunter pack leader raised its crystalline head. The human speaks wisdom. We have spread word throughout our territories. Any who keep slaves, any who force others to fight, will face us. The old ways are ending. As the meeting continued, Lisa thought about the journey. From kidnapped captain to gladiator to revolutionary leader, she hadn't planned any of it. She just refused to break. Later, alone on the observation deck again, she watched ships arrive. Families reuniting. Former enemies working together. The station that once echoed with death screams now hummed with life. A young human voice spoke behind her. Captain Morgan. She turned. A group of humans in Earth Fleet uniforms stood there. Fresh faces, hopeful eyes. Earth sent us, their leader said. We're the first wave. More are coming. Humanity wants to join the Alliance. Lisa felt tears she hadn't allowed in months. Welcome to Haven Point. As they talked, she touched the chains one more time. Someday she'd remove them. But not yet. The revolution was just beginning. And sometimes, the greatest strength came from showing the universe that even in chains, humanity could change everything.